good cycle citizens, and welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing good. I know I am, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we will be playing an amazing game known as Citizen Sleeper. But before that, let's talk. How you doing? How you doing, Chad? How you doing? I see Becky. How you doing, Becky? You doing good? But yeah, tonight we're going to be playing a game that is a little more experimental compared to the other content that I've streamed, and considering that I am a Skylander, I guess technically I'm a Skylanders Let's Player, whatever, it's fine. I see Dr. Narwhal, how's it going? Yeah, this is going to be a more experimental stream, especially because it is a PC game, and I don't normally stream PC games. I think I've only done one, and that is during the Valentine's Day stream, which I'm just now seeing. Thanks, Eli, for the amazing art that is showing on screen right now. But yes. Yeah, no, sorry that I'm a bit out of breath. I've been, I just got done with a shower, and I am, you know, a little trying to rush through everything, trying to make sure I got on stream on time. Yeah, I know. Okay, for one thing, happy post-anniversary dinner. That has been a thing in the works for a good while. That is insane to think that that is done. I was watching that during the stream. I remember being there during the what was that, during the premiere for that, and I have not had a big smile on my face doing content creation for a while, and that was nice. I appreciate it. So thank you to everybody who watched that. And for those who don't know, I announced a podcast. I announced the new KiRBiZoiD Season 2 theme song, or Year 2 theme song, Rat Brass. I announced memberships and all of the perks you can get for memberships, so consider becoming a member for stuff like an exclusive Discord that is up. It is available, and you can find the link. You can become a season pass holder. That's the second tier for only $5 a month for that, and you also get access to not only a monthly event, which I will announce later today when I release the schedule for this coming month. Very excited for that coming month because Tears of the Kingdom is coming out. That's going to be fun. And then I think the other thing I announced is my second big series after Skylanders is going to be Mario Party 8, and I'm very excited to do that. So watch that anniversary dinner because there's a bunch of really cool edits, a bunch of really cool stuff. You should check it out. It's going to be great. I'm feeling a bit funky, so I don't know what's going on. I'm a little hot. I'm a little bothered. I'm worried about turning on a fan, because if I turn on a fan, you're going to hear the fan. So I really need to get around to watching the anniversary dinner, and also Velvet Room theme playing right now. Let's go. I agree. It's really good. It just ended when I read that, but that's fine. 1 second. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm going to actually... Yeah, no, I'm going to mute the mic, and I'll be back, and you will hear a bunch of air as I try to turn on a fan, because I'm not feeling the best. 1 second. Oh, I didn't unmute. Fuck. Okie doke, fan is on. But yeah, I'm very excited to play this. So I played it a bit last night, and this game's looking promising, Chad. It's looking very promising. 1 second. I will respond to that text later. I don't know why that went through on Do Not Disturb, but that's great. That's great. 1 second, I gotta put that somewhere. The doity phone that I never respond to, except for right now. Alright, so this stream's going off to a really great start. Sorry for the lower microphone quality if the fan is just heard the entire night. Not really anything I can do about that. I am hot and I am bothered. It is summer. Deal with it. Yes. I'm very excited because I played Citizen Sleeper last night to get things like the audio levels at a decent level. To start things off for the stream. And you know how much I love reading words on a screen for a long amount of time, considering the fact we've played so much West of Loathing. And West of Loathing, the finale stream, we're going to finish everything we can with the main game of West of Loathing. We're not going to do the DLC until later. But next week will be the final stream of West of Loathing before we move on to... I thought it was going to be Minecraft, and then I was like, oh wait, Tears of the Kingdom. And we'll get into the schedule next month at the end of the stream. And if you're not here for the rest of the stream, I'll always have that at the I'll always have that in a community post starting after this stream. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, this weekend I'm going to get back into making Spyro. I'm going to make the next episode that'll come out this Tuesday. And fingers crossed that it doesn't go badly. That is the plan. Okay. I see Dr. Narwhal is still here. So howdy doody, Doctor. Welcome. Let's turn on the game. Okay. Turn off the music on my end. There we are. It is time for Citizen Sleeper. Make sure audio's going good. Game will come on soon. There it is. Really pretty game. And I wish I didn't have to turn on a fan because it's gonna absolutely ruin the audio. But it's fine. I kind of have to deal with it. Deal with it or peel with it, you know? Nah, it's fine. I recently learned that if you play the West of Loathing DLC after beating the game in its hard mode, the DLC is extremely hard. Only one because of dynamite spamming. We might have to try that out. That might make the, we might have to do a dedicated DLC stream for that. So hopefully you can see my cursor. Hopefully that is showing through. I'm going to make sure. Can you see? Yes, you can. Okay. So as far as I can tell, there is no like HUD, there's like barely any HUD element in there on the top of the screen. So you'll be able to see me fully today. So congratulations, those that wanted 100% opacity gab. Today's your day. So you have to watch the Citizen Sleeper stream, and also if this goes well, we'll play this more, but only if people like it and people want to see more of it, because definitely this will be a really good substitute or a really good successor to keep scratching that text-based RPG itch that I like to do on stream. So as far as I can tell, this is really fun. So I want to do a little thing. No, never mind. Well, so this game I heard is really fun if you commit to a character, like commit to like a consistent character idea. You know, that'd be fun. We might do that. I'm not sure, chat. Also, one second. I want to see if I have space on my computer. I got 60 gigs free on my computer. Meaning, chat. Meaning we can record this, and if this is good and I have a good time, and I want to use some footage for a future video talking about this game, maybe? Question mark? Then I can do it. So let's quickly, I gotta make sure, sorry. There's a lot of, I should have done this ahead of time. It's weird to think that I've like looked in advance for so much stuff, and yet the idea of like making a video out of this just didn't seem to come naturally to me. So, boop. There we go. There we go, chat. But immediately, just the music and the swing and the atmosphere, and it's not going to come clearly on your screen because I stream at 720, but this is so pretty. This specific shade of like reddish pink, I think it's magenta or maroon. I think that's the name of the color. So pretty. So pretty. But yeah, real fast, I'm going to say what the game's about, and then we'll jump into it. So this is a game where you are a sleeper, and we'll find out that essentially you used to be a human, you sold your body to a corporation to become this robot synthetic human, and you escape the corporation, you end up on a spaceship, and essentially because of that you the corporation has like some I don't know what the word is, but essentially this company, this conglomerate, has these countermeasures to make sure that you are dependent on the corporation, so there's no hope, there's no reason to escape. But we escape, and now we are trying to survive barely with what we have. And I tried a bit of it, and this game looks very, very interesting. So we're gonna hop on. I'm gonna record. This might fucking ruin my bitrate, but you know what? This is a very niche stream anyway, so I don't know how many people are actually gonna want to watch this. So now's the perfect time to do it. Thank you for everybody that's watching this live and everybody that is watching this in the actual video, or watching this when it comes out after the stream initially is being streamed. I really appreciate it. You considering watching me play a newer game that you probably aren't familiar with. That means a lot to me, and, you know, I'd love to do this more. So hit the subscribe button if that is of any interest to you. I'm gonna record, and let's pray to God that this doesn't fucking suck. Okay. And again, this is just for footage, not for, we're not making it like a highlight reel. I fucking hate those. But okay. Let's do it. New game. And we're gonna new game this one. This is just a test file. And so starting off, we have, I think it's just 2. Yeah. Oh, there's 3 classes. Oh, I thought there were only 2. Well, so we choose a starting class, and essentially, it's not really much of a starting thing. There's not really that much of a difference. What it is you get +1 to 1, essentially a skill, which every roll is, it gets like a modifier. This is like D&D with dice rolls and modifiers, so that essentially it can add or decrease your roll amount. It's just like D&D. But operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Not only do you get some starting modifiers, essentially we can make even that negative modifier. It's just starting off gonna be a bit of a pain depending on what we do. But let's see. Perk, transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. So essentially the perk for the operator is that we have a chance to gain cryo. It's just money on interface actions. So anytime we have an interface type roll, we always have a chance to gain a bit of money on the side. So that's pretty good. The extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. So this is more of like a more bulky person. So this is just a more defensive. So it's a bit easier to start off because you're a lot more. Yeah, you have a higher. You have a +1 to endure, but -1 to intuition. So, you know, if we have to do something where we're a little more aware of our surroundings and we have to roll for that, it's not going to be the best for us. The perk for this one is photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe. Dice action allows energy recovery at home. There are 3 bars that we will find in this game, which is essentially our health. So essentially the condition that we're in. Our dice. Our condition affects our dice. So how many dice we get in a day. And then energy is essentially our food. So essentially, if we don't have to spend money to get food, which when I played it, wasn't really a problem. It kind of just wastes a dice roll, but it's okay. It's fine. And this is one, I haven't even seen this one before. This is a +1 in engineer, but -1 in engage. So not that much of a forward person. Let's see. Dr. Narwhal. By the way, I know this is an extremely off topic, but I want to say real quick, West of Loathing sequel. Yep, I know that one's on the Switch today. Been playing and loving it. Been doing the Shadow Evil run. Ooh, I didn't know there were evil runs, so I'll look into that. Definitely, I forget what it's called, but the West of Loathing sequel, I already said, is one that I'm looking very much into, and I highly recommend it. Definitely easy recommendations for both West of Loathing and whatever the sequel's called, because I already forgot, so apologies. The Machinist. So this is one I haven't seen before. A Machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to Machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Perk, Efficient Extractor. Chance to gain a random scrap item on engineer actions. So, chance to gain a random scrap item, I think that one might be the one I like more, because then, you know, with the operator, we have a chance to gain cryo, which is money. So we just have a chance to gain straight up money. But with random scrap, we have a chance to just get something that we can sell and get money anyway. So when I first played, I didn't do operator, I did the extractor, and the endure's pretty good, more tanky stuff. But I think this time I'm going to start with a Machinist, because this one looks the most interesting for for this ability alone, because it's just a passive, which I feel like is going to be pretty good going forward. So we're going to start with a Mechanist. And also that part is really loud, so thank God for a limiter. Gotta love it. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling. This sounds loud. It's like kind of loud? It's pretty loud. Okay, 1 second. Oh, did it change the... It changed the sound settings. Fuck off. It changed the sound settings that I had originally. Let's also do large text. Just so that it's easier to read for the people, since I have a shrunken screen. I think that's better now? Yeah, it's better. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. We can either think of that body, or forget that body. So I originally chose forget the body. So essentially, again, we are a sleeper, and the thing is with sleepers, it is very interesting, where, again, we sold ourselves to this corporation, and now essentially even our memories aren't ours. It's just a synthetic reproduction of the memories we used to have as a human. So I feel like, if anything, we have to let these go. That's what I was thinking originally, and now even more so that I'm thinking about this, in order to survive, really, even if we want to make a living for ourselves, you know, I really don't think thinking of a body that's already, long gone, it's just going to make us feel worse. And I think I want to repeat my action when I first played this, and I want to forget that body. You resist nostalgia. It is pointless, especially now. This is the moment to reach out, not curl inwards. This is your moment of escape, even if it feels immediately like you traded one prison for another, smaller, colder, lifeless. And real fast, I see that mid-roll ads are going to show up in about 35 seconds, so if those ads pop up and you watch them, I appreciate it. Thank you. You're helping me not wind up in a cardboard box. I really do appreciate that. And, another way to help that is to subscribe. Just saying. Reach out. You almost laugh. Or you would if there was room, or even air to do so. The walls of the container are... the container are immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. I can't click it, Jesus. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan, or remember the others? Now, remembering others, essentially, we're not the only one that has chosen to become a sleeper. That is the whole idea, is that there's multiple people that have become people, and I'm assuming the others are also the other people that made a plan with you to escape this giant conglomerate. So I don't know. I feel like we're sentimental. But right now, I think let's start off a little flawed and just think about the plan. Let's start with not being the best human being. Why not? You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. So yeah, we had a big plan with other people where we faked an accident and then put ourselves in containers so that we could get out of the corporation that we essentially sold ourselves to as much as possible. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. We can wait for the cold, or try to rest. Now, I don't know what wait for the cold means. And again, this is based on, like, the 1 or 2 hours I played of this game. You might freeze solid long before you reach your destination. Do we wait for the cold? Wait for the cold embrace of death, I'm assuming? Or try to rest? I feel like trying to rest is something that we would do. Try to survive. Eli ain't here weird. I'm not gonna diss someone for not being here. Welcome to the stream, Payne, by the way. We're playing Citizen Sleeper. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. Sorry. I irped. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You're out. So essentially, we got out of the escape plan, and now we are in this big old station here. And I forget the name of it. I think it's called the Eye. I think that's the name of it, but first NPC, Dragos. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. I'm gonna make sure that the audio's okay. The audio is fine. Da-da-da-da-da. You sit huddled in a corner of a scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, y'all thawed yet? Stay silent. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to whole plates or inside-out or locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Sorry. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. Goodness, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Yeah, so it's like coming to terms with the fact that, like, even the person that originally sold their body to become you that person doesn't even exist. You know, we're just fucking ones and zeros, my guy. Morbid as hell. My face when the citizen finally sleeps? True. What you don't know is what's ahead. At least, the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who who makes it out. S and ARP wants to protect their property. But if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rustling hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay, real fast I'm going to set a clock so that I can remember how long I've been playing the game. That way to not only keep content consistent, but also to make sure... sorry. But also to make sure, you know, that I actually take breaks. How you doing today? How's work and my week so far? Well, my week's been fine. Been chilling. Work has been cutting my hours pretty drastically. So I'm not gonna say that you need to donate, but at this point, I need to be honest, donations would be greatly appreciated because finances are a bit low, but I would appreciate, you know, if you're financially available to do so, I'm not going to say no. That's what I'm going to say. But outside of that, my week's been fine. Just kind of making sure that I can afford Tears of the Kingdom to play it and even affording this game. So staying to my budget. Budget's been fine. Life's just been going, you know. I have a job opportunity coming this Wednesday, and I am very excited to possibly get a better job. So I'm hopeful. Here's to hoping, at least. Alright, let's get to the game. Welcome to Erland's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end your cycle now. So, essentially, we have this little home for now. Essentially, literally, our home for now, the empty container. And essentially, when the day starts, we will have a bunch of dice, but whenever we're out of dice, we go to here, and we end our cycle. Hope that turns out well. Thank you so much, Dr. Narwhal. I appreciate it. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assessing the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? So we've already started to be a slowly warming up to, you know, at least the person that dug us out. I'm trying to think. Definitely, I'm doing a more logical person, so I feel like getting answers, as much as, you know, genuinely I'm pretty much building a life. We're gonna get answers. Let's say we're gonna get some answers. It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What SNARP did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive first. I think. So I'm going to put a guess here, but I don't think that first question means anything. I heard that this is a thing that games do nowadays, especially more open-ended, more like games with so much to do. I heard Outer Wilds did this, and it's a really cool thing in game design that is really interesting to look at. And again, I could be wrong. But essentially, starting in the game, it gives you, like, it'll ask you an option like that, like, welcome to this big world. What do you want to do first? And essentially, it gives you a rough idea on what you want to do, and regardless of what you say, essentially you're like, oh yeah, no, I want to do this. That, you know, even though the game is not going to, like, push that on you, you essentially make for yourself your first objective in the game. And it's just really cool because that is a game it's allowing the player to, like, figure out what they want to do first. And it's such a placebo way of doing it that it's very interesting. And especially with a text-based adventure like this, you know, it can really sell it as, yeah, no, this is totally something like you're making your first important choice, when in reality, all it is it's kind of just giving you the loose, like, objectives, and you're like, okay, what do I want to do first? You know what, honestly, I think the first thing I want to do is find some answers. The game is not going to force you into that, but essentially you already, as you select that, you make your first objective for yourself, and the game doesn't have to do anything but ask that question and provide those, like, brief kind of things. I love this. And again, you know, I love talking about game design, and I love talking about stuff like this because that inherent idea is just so cool. And then once we actually start this game, I'm going to turn off my fan, but real fast. I know a good way to make money. Question, Kerp, what blood type are you? Well, I'm never reading chat again. Let's continue. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud on the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachet smells like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. So, yep, essentially, I already said this, so I'm going to quickly... This is a lot. Okay, this is a lot of stuff, and we're going to talk about these, like, real fast. So, buckle up, put on your bracers. We're going to quickly just burn through this. Okay. And again, Payne, I saw that you said that you want to see if you can donate. Please, again, as much as I appreciate the money, make sure you're financially available to do so. I don't want to pressure anybody into doing that stuff, because if I was in your situation, even I wouldn't want to do that. So, real fast. So this top thing here, this flickering in this bar here, number 1, that is our condition. Essentially, that is the state of our mechanical body. Again, like it said, we require this specific medicine. 1 second. There we are. Sorry. So essentially, we require a certain chemical or some sort of thing that the corporation we just left. We depend on that certain, what is it called? Like the pharmaceuticals, essentially. So we don't have the medication that we relied on, and so as the days go on, this will just automatically keep going down. The less this we have, the less action dice we have. And the action dice, essentially, every time we go and do stuff, we assign an action, and we put one of our action die into the action. And depending on the die, so like this 6, this is a guaranteed success, no matter what, a guaranteed positive outcome. This is a 50-50. This is a 20, I think it's like a 50% chance of a, it's like, I'm trying to remember, it's like 25%, essentially it's like a 50-50 chance on whether or not this will actually succeed. And then 1, this is pretty much assigning what you want to lose today. And lower dice rolls will be useful, but you won't know this until later, so I'm not going to say it. This lower bar down here is our energy. So energy, a lot of the things we do with the action dice can affect our energy. And essentially our energy is just like our food. It's our hunger meter. And essentially the hunger meter will be like, yeah, we just have to do stuff we have to eat, or if we chose the loader or whatever that the third option was, we could photosynthesize and give a chance to just automatically get energy back. Essentially, if this goes to 0, this situation is going to get much worse. So essentially, it's like this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 order where this affects this affects this, and then this affects this in this loop of essentially what happens. So that's kind of the understanding of how this works. This is really... I really like this system, and the more you look into it, it's just like it's this perfect loop of how one affects the other, affects the other, affects the other. So it's really cool. I see Eli's here. How's it going, Eli? Hope you're doing good. Nothing other than intro to the game. Pretty much. And essentially, I pretty much explained everything, more or less. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it's implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Not good. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. He looks away. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech. Sometimes with a bit of more... We pull out some tech. Something with a little bit more value. But most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Well, you did get me out of the wreck, out of the container, and, you know, it's fair, you know? You saved my life. I'll help you out. I'm happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you are feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. So, we have only one thing. We can go to the load gate, passage into the low end. So essentially, if we make enough money, we can make it to the low end, which is essentially unlocking more of the map. But I don't want to do that just yet, simply because we don't got no cryo, which is, again, the money. Unfortunately, it is cryptocurrency, but as you can tell, we're in a cyberpunk space hell, so doesn't surprise me that cryptocurrency, really the currency of the future here. I see Reed. Hopefully you're doing good. I'm well, kind of forgot it was Friday. The week is moving so fast. I agree. Something else. Essentially, this is not something you need to worry about. So, real fast, just to show you what happens. We have two things here. So, a repeatable action. So essentially, this is a repeatable action, meaning we can do this over and over and over. Another thing is a decisive action, meaning it's only one chance to do it right, and if we fuck up, there's no chance to do it again. So, essentially make sure that if you really want to do it, get your best rolls from that. Holiday section, so that is the name of the thing. This essentially tells you what happens and what you could possibly get if you work on it, and essentially the input dice, this shows that it will go into back in business. Same with this. It shows that if we get it right successfully, we will work on this thing here. Essentially, it's a cycle clock. So essentially, depending on if we fill this out, or if we waste enough time to let this fill, this will be a good thing and this will be a bad thing. A debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Essentially, if we just wait for this to go by without even trying to fill this up, Dragos will probably die because of his debt. He'll probably get killed. So, essentially, we want to do these and increase this gauge to make sure that this happens instead of this. Because I don't want Dragos to die. He's adorable and he saved our lives. Alright? This is complicated, and I know it is, so please bear with me. Okay. So, and also, just a reminder, so we have dice, and again, dice, depending on the number of the die, essentially you can figure out, we have a certain amount of die at the start of the day, put in a die, and that happens. So essentially, also there's risks. On the bottom, so essentially no matter what happens, this depends on, so essentially if it's risky, you have a higher chance of a negative outcome happening. If it's safe, I think it's pretty much here. No, it's still a negative, but essentially the negative won't be nearly as bad in a safe roll. So 1 is our lowest thing, pure coin flip, depending on what happens. And again, once we use the die, it's over. We commit to it. We have modifiers. Again, we have a +1 in engineer, so this is an engineer task, this is an endure act. We don't have any modifiers in endure, but we have a +1 in engineer, so whatever we put in here, so this 1, put it in here, it's now a 2. Just to show you what happens. So let's quickly roll. Let's use our modifier. Let's not use a 6, and let's just do this. Put that in for a 4. 50% positive, 50% neutral, meaning there's no chance for a negative, and whatever happens, just nothing happens. Commit to the action. And there we go. We got +1 back in business and +15 cryo. Tutorial clocks. Actions often progress clocks. So again, we just did an action, and we essentially, because we succeeded, we worked on the positive clock. Essentially, one of these will happen instead of the other. So this is a cycle clock, meaning cycles are days in this world, and essentially the more days you go by, the more that this clock will fill up. And if we let this clock fill up instead of this one, most likely our homeboy Dragos is gonna die. Chances are. 50% neutral, 50% negative. I don't want to do that. I don't know about you. Okay, even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. So essentially, I think this just means we have a higher chance of getting a scrap item, which we can then sell for some money. Manual salvage, it's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. I think this one just means we can repeat it, do whatever. It's just, I think this one, hull dissection, I think this one just means it's gonna put less in the meter, but we'll have a chance of getting stuff. This one's safe, so a negative outcome is not going to be nearly as bad. I want to see if we can not do that. So I'm going to actually put all of my dice rolls into this. We'll put another dice roll in here, but for now, let's do a 6 and get a really good positive outcome. Drives and navigation. So yep, in Citizen Sleeper, we have drives. This is essentially a quest counter. Drives and navigation, yep. So essentially, if we go here, this is essentially our quest guide, and essentially a drive, when you finish a drive, you get that's how you level up. It's by finishing these drives, and a drive is essentially what your goal is. So, Dragos pulled you out of the salvage and help you perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. So currently, our current goal is to help out Dragos, but also survive. We need to get a doctor, so we're going to toggle our tracking, and essentially we have a quest tracker. And thank God I saved a 6, because now we can go to Dock C4. Nope. Dock C4 is, I think... Oh, actually, I think we can just get stuff here. No. So this and these two are docks, and essentially when these are also cycle clocks, and essentially as they progress, we'll have access to trade at a ship whenever this is full. Again, we want yellow to be full. We don't want red to be full at all. Red is bad, and permanent bad. No one likes a permanent bad. So let's see. I think I have survive. Survive is my tracking for this. So we have drive there, or survive. That is our activated drive, so we can go here. This shows that in order to progress on the survive thing and find a doctor, we have to go to the bright market. So we helped out. We helped out a bit with Dragos.
So let's just quickly, do a little bit of this. So ask for directions. It is an engage. It's -1. And this is a critical action. So that meaning we have one chance to get this right. One chance. But the problem is we need to make sure that we get stuff. We need to make sure that we get a doctor because we're already a third of the way done with our condition. And also we need to find some food pretty fast. And sir, we need to do that. So let's put a 6 here. Essentially, it's a danger, 50% positive, 50% neutral. This is the best we're going to get, considering we have a -1 modifier. So I'm going to do that. Ask for directions. Why wonder when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Start the action. There we go. And we have 2 local knowledge. A man corners you with endless stories about the eye. He asks for a donation and, desperate to escape, you hand him some cryo. So I think we lost a bit of cryo in that situation, which is fine. Not the worst. Got some grapefruit margarita? Meh, 7 out of 10. Interesting. This is risky. I don't know if I want to use this one. I want to use it in a safe. Because risky means we're going to lose some stuff. So I don't want to do that. So we'll save the doctor thing for now. Oh, we already found the doctor. Sick. Bam, bam. Okay, next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. Keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place. But now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few. Without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself, so we can either look inside or look at the enforcer. Let's look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic... Oh, sorry, I immediately lost my place. Screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slab of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. "Wait your turn," he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. Also, real fast, ads are about to happen in about 23 seconds, so keep that in mind, and if your stream does show up, or if you get some ads and you watch through them, even if you skip them, thank you for watching ads. You support this channel, and make sure that I don't live in a cardboard box. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. "Come, sit," calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit," they gesture to the bed, and turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" they ask, a scanner still to their eye. "A few cycles." They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is dying." They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. "As an ARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology get loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence." Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And S&ARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections, smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. One of my favorite parts about this game is the storytelling and how they tell the story. It's so good. I love it. I'm a no skipper, at least on your channel. Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Emphis, street food vendor. We need some food. So actually, this is perfect. Let's look at everything before we finish our cycle. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red flecking dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Let's just watch him. Again, let's think. I feel like we're still a hesitant person, but also I feel like it'd be funny if we approached him, because we might be like, we're just like, no. I feel like if I was looking at this, I'd just look at him and I'd be like, oh, food. Essentially, we're playing with a funny anxiety quirk, as I like to call it, so let's do that. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd and Emphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feed your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Yes, please. I appreciate it. Don't have to pay for food? Appreciate it. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare.
I know you sleepers.
Oh, I'm trying to do like a fisherman, like pirate voice. Do we do pirate voice? Let's do pirate voice. I know he's cooking fungus, but he just seems like a seafood guy. I don't know.
I know you sleepers.
No, that's so bad.
I know you sleepers.
Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear.
A hard life. A lot of stories.
He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes.
I know.
Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had, but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand.
Next time we can talk some more.
He smiles.
But next time, you pay.
He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side, and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades.
Next time then, sleeper.
This is a weird voice, but it's fine. We roll with it. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus, your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. So that's about as far as I've gotten in terms of actual progress. I think the last thing I did when I played this, we have to wait for these to go. But this, filling up this one before the negative, that was pretty much all I did. I don't want to use my 1. That's risky. It's a repeatable action, though. Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. So I might be able to help with shipbuilding. Haul materials. As a newcomer, you may only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard handwer to take them. So weird. So essentially, if we grind that up, that gains us access to new things and possibly new quests. Lowered gate, passage to the lowland. So if we want to progress the story, we want to get about, I think it's 60 credits, or 60 cryo, and get that started. Emphasis stall we've seen, but essentially, so we have our energy back, but if we ever want to order fungus, we can get our cryo back, and as we get it, we essentially become more of a fungus fan, and we unlock another conversation with Emphis. So it's really cool. If we want to see Fishman more, I keep thinking he's a Fishman. I think it's because of the blue tint to the art, but whatever. And Sabine's surgery, we have to wait. Yeah, so essentially this one we have to wait about 3 cycles in order for that to start. Dock B2, essentially the same thing. We have to wait for that. I think that's all we can do. Rotunda, old dock terminal. Steal dock plans. Whoa, critical action. We can steal dock plans, but we have -1 engage, so that's probably, like, not likely at all. But oh well. Let's see. Dock Watcher. Getting to know the Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals, too. Oh. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so later on we're gonna have, essentially if we do this, later in a few cycles we'll find out that someone is coming their way, it's on their way to come see us, and we don't know who they are, what's going on, but we know that they're on their way. Explore the Rotunda. The Rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays, so I'm assuming we'll become a dock watcher, but if we have any negative effects, we will be on the watch list. So I think if we become on the watch list, we are not... Oh, we'll like get kicked out and have a bad event happen. Interesting. I don't want to use my 1. I don't want to use it, because I'm worried something bad's going to happen. Because that's risky. I don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk that biscuit. No. Let's just end the cycle. I don't want to. I don't want to use the 1. I don't want to risk it. It might... I could risk it. I could get a positive thing, but I don't want to. We'll read this dream. I think it's a dream. We'll read this dream, and then we'll take a quick break. So, boop. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange, and then extensions. Become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away from them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. We've been more of like an observer, not much of a doer, so I'm gonna observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see/feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory, all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in 2 directions at once. You pull down, or you look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. So we only have 3 dice today, so again, we need to have our bar up higher if we want a 4. So we barely are now 3. So we have a 1, a 4, and a 2. And this is not when we gain access to the thing that I thought we would gain access to. That is fine. Let's just repay Dragos. We will, in time, we will get to know Memphis as we do stuff, so not really a point to do that. Let's do one more cycle. I want to work on this just a bit, and then I want to try and do it's because I know what happens next, I want to try and work on the terminal, because the terminal seems to be a lot less commitment than the shipyard, which we need to do a fuck ton of in order to work on it. So I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I think that's all we can do in this area. Yeah. So let's start off by committing our good roll to... Might as well put our 3 here. Yeah, might as well put our 3 here. 75% chance of a positive, 25% of a negative. Or we can upgrade our 4, turn that into a 5, so that we just absolutely smash this. Real fast, I want to see what the rotunda is. Explore the rotunda. We don't have a 6. I would only do this if we had a 6. Only thing I would do. That not a 3. This is a 3. Explore the rotunda. The rotunda of the old Docksfield. So I think this is just a repeatable action that'll take us less time. If we do the steel dock plans, we immediately have Dock Watcher. But I don't have that yet, so I want to commit my 4. I want to commit my 3. That's a 30% chance to a negative. I want to commit my 4 because I can turn the 4 into a 5, and that'll make hull dissection even better. That turns that into a better chance. Yeah, because if I put a 3 into this, that would still be 25. Okay, yep, that's what I want to do. So let's start off with putting our 3 into here. Nice, we got +1 to Dock Watcher. And again, I don't want to use the 1. There's nothing I really have a need of for using the 1. And then let's just do you. We could do a negative, but again, we don't have access to stuff that would heal us for me to comfortably use a 1 just yet. Yeah, it's a 3, not a 2. Yeah. Yeah, the dots mean the numbers, my guy. Let's put that into a 5. And add on to the back in business positive. Yes. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about doing the debt. We can actually take our time with this, and we even got some scrap. Useful salvage to the right person. So let's actually... There's an overclock bar. That's new. It's a new place. Let's explore that. We could maybe put our 1 into the shipyard, but the problem is I don't want a negative. I want as little of a negative effect as possible. We could buy rations. Let's see, get a drink. Overlook regular. The Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. So we have to buy drinks in order to become a regular. What the fuck happens? Wait. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. Buy rations. Tala keeps some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary spacers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food. So we can put 10 cryo to get some food, but that's not going to do anything. And this is cheap drink, but again, I want to invest none of that. I don't want to work on that just yet. I want to focus on a few things right now. So let's not do that just yet. Risky. We can turn this 1... If we turn the 1 into a 2, that just becomes a 50-50, which I don't want to deal with. No thanks. I'm good. I'm fine, actually. I'm good. Again, later on, I think in the next cycle, we'll gain access to the ability to look and actually use our lower rolls to an advantage. It's a safer way of doing it. For now, let's just... We have so much cryo. Actually, is there... The Bright Market, I think, is where I want to go. Yeah. So we can ask for directions. We can explore the market. Wait, let's explore the market. Oh my god. Let's go, we got it. Risky coin flip. But now, that gave us access. Yeah, now we have a new thing. We can build a ship mind. You've heard of talk of a fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mind core. So I'm assuming that means just like get a ship and leave. So I don't want to do that just yet. But I do want to go here because we can sell components, which gives us money. We could play the exchange, but that would be a little risky. It's a repeatable action. I'm assuming that means I can just... Yeah, we can get a good margin. I'm assuming that just means we can get more money. Oh, wait, what's the bottom here? Trusted Trader. There's an old ship mine faction stack in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. Ooh. Okay, so that's how we progress the ship mine. I don't see what's the point of that, but that's fine. Our food's a bit low, so I'm going to spend a bit of money getting some fungus. And we increase fungus fan. We got plus, so this gives us +3 energy. So to keep that in mind. So if we want a smaller thing, so next time we get hungry, we need to try the wine place and see if the cheaper rations will actually give us the right amount of health so we can save and like keep our resources at a good rate. Dragos, we're already close to completing, so might just save a really good roll for that. Just so we can end the cycle. So you can see how this can already be, like, if you're into a game like this can get very addicting. And I'm like, I love the storytelling. I love the writing in this game. So we lose 2 a day, at least for now. Okay. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring. Through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops. that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. So we can focus on the threads, which I've done the threads, so I want to focus on the nodes this time. I want to see what happens with the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid... Oh, wait. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here. I love that. Just put a bit of comedy in your depressing cyberpunk RPG. That's great. It's great. And lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then an insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. Because I know what happens, it doesn't matter which one we start with, so the first. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam. Testing you. Tasting you. Num num num. You open your eyes, time is short. I love my dreams. So we have a perfect 6 that we can put into something, so we might be able to finish the Dragos thing, but we might as well just wait that out. Use that 6 to put that 6 to good use. Yep, the cloud. So now we have access to the cloud, which is what I've been trying to tell you guys about. So we have all these different little nodes. So essentially, we can use these nodes, and more often than not, they require specific... Yeah, I'm about to tell them. They require specific die. And if you have a modifier, it increases the range of which die you can use. So let's say you have a +1 dice modifier, which we don't. We don't have interface. But say you have a +1 modifier right here. Essentially what happens is, if we have a +1 modifier, we can even use a 1, but we can still use 2s no matter the modifier. But, like, we can use the specific ones, or we can use the ones that would become the number with a modifier. It makes sense if you actually see it, so, sorry. So let's see. We don't want to use our 1s or 2s, so we might just use a lot of our things here. And so essentially when we get stuff, once we get stuff, we get like nodes and stuff, and the nodes can go to, that's a 3. Yeah, so we can use them. If we have the right data core, we can use them. We can use ciphers and get stuff. I don't know how you get ciphers yet, but we'll find out. That's what we're going to find out tonight, ladies and gamers, so here's to hoping. What is this one? That one's also a node. We probably want to find one that's here, right? Yeah, this gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. So we saw that there was one for 1, and we saw that there was one for 2. Havenage agent. A Havenage member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Well, in that case, I'll do that. Let's extract that data. Nice. So now we have Havenage data, a cache of raw data from the Havenage hardware. So now we have data, which we can use for something. We can find that for something. Don't know what, but we will soon. Real fast. I'm gonna make sure everything's all hunky-dory. Stream is going good. So let's see. I know there was one that we could use a 1 on. I know I saw it somewhere. Yeah. Key node 0831. A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Put that there. Let's get some data, baby! Now, That was creepy. We have an encrypted key, a stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglog. So we don't have... Oh. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Again, we're more like a cautious person. I think we would stay still. We're not really one that... we're more of like a stayer than a doer. So we're gonna stay still. Whoa. Hunter. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light encircled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you, or what, I'd say, what did you do? I feel like, in the world of robots and shit, I don't think we're that, scared of stuff, so, I don't know. The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no guard here to pace on. Entity identify. Origin. Serial. Cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Do we want this thing to know what we are? I don't know. Let's comply for now. Sleeper S and ARP. Unknown. Known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks more, threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons, and flex and wave. They approach with intent. I think this is when we run. I think this is when our character fucking booking it. You kick off and glide away through the cloud, the threads surging after like predatory tentacles. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you are held within a web, a tangle of tentacles closing in. Stop. Hunter halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You're an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You think of their taste, the one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. I don't understand. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged threat. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. So now, the Hunter will be after us when we access stuff. Oh, fuck. So I'm guessing the more we get stuff from here, the Hunter is going to know about us. We have to make sure that we're not, constantly accessing stuff, because if we do, that's going to happen, which we don't want to happen. We could use our... Actually, you know what I want to do? So now we have another doom clock, essentially. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. We found out... Ladies and gamers, we found out that seal lock plant, we can steal the lock plant. I think if we do this, that's our best chance. If we pay off Dragos is dead, no, it would still be a 50 positive, 50 neutral. Fuck! Please, 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 please. Uh-oh, we're on the watch list. Neutral outcome, we got that, and we're on the watch list. So now we can't even do this anymore. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. As you slip through the crowd towards the passages out of the rotunda, a voice calls after you. Hey, sleeper! Turn around. You turn to see a half-inch security guard, tag flashing, bearing down on you at speed. His hand is on his hip. What's this about? Oh, the impact knocks you to the cold floor. You roll dazed and in pain, scratching at the metal. When you turn onto your back, the Havenage guard stands over you, a compact black weapon in his hand. Don't run, he smirks. It hurts less. Act dumb. You start to reply, but he holds up a hand. I don't want to hear it. You newcomers are all the same. He reaches back into a pocket of his tactical vest. I suppose you thought you were free, huh? No law, no corpse, no rules. He laughs. The thing is, you took something that doesn't belong to you. He hooks together a pair of restraints. It belongs to us. I'd think one of you things would have more respect for property. After all, isn't that all you are? A piece of corporate property that's got itself lost? He reaches down and put on the restraints. Now, we own you. Resist. You try to stumble onto your feet, but you still feel weak from whatever he hit you with, as he easily twists your reaching arm and forces you back down the floor. Another voice suddenly joins his. Can't quite make it out, but the officer drops you onto the hard floor. You struggle against the restraints and then they release, and you are being helped to your feet, dusted down, arranged. Apologies. Feng's wonky smile greets you, then he turns back to the officer. You are done here, Carrick. Don't touch this one again. The officer smiles and shakes his head. You piece of shit, Feng, he spits. One cycle, I swear. He trails off into incoherent muttering and stalks back into the crowd. Feng's smile fades a little. Shall we? He gestures to the tunnel. Who are you? Your new friend. He gives you a pointed look. After you, please. You walk together out of the bright rotunda into the flickering light of the tunnel. You good? Security's jurisdiction is a little fuzzy, but they will protect their property within a certain zeal. Who is the asshole? Oh, Carrick? Just one of the many entries on the Havenage payroll. We can't all be paragons of order, unfortunately. We? He nudges you to turn at a junction. Havenage. We are all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the lower eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union, he smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in a quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you lift those plans and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare then. When you are all settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look gone. Stay clean, sleeper. I won't always be watching. He walks off down the dark passage, raising a hand in farewell. So do we have it now, though? So, yeah, now we no longer have access to that area, so we've done everything we can there. Sealed dock. Unlock the maglock, which we have, because now we have an encrypted key, unsealing the dock. Two maglock seal the entryway to this dock. It doesn't look like anyone has been inside for years, so let's put one key in. Now, we're halfway to that. Okay, let's test what I wanted to test when we started this. I want to test what the food is, so let's put some money in. Buy some rations. 2 energy, minus 10 cryo. What was the mushroom place? 15 cryo. It's 5 extra cryo, but we get to advance a quest, but we are running low on money, so we need to, like, grind that shit. Ankita, stranded mercenary. What the hell? Okay. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's a cool design. Hey, you. Wanna earn it shit? Wanna earn a shit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Yeah, sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the planting into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up in an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to put anyone else down today. Wouldn't think of it. Good, she pauses. Look, I'm not usually... Let's just say my temper's been a little short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then. Enough chat. Gotta earn that shit. Gotta earn that shit. I can't not say shit, chat, I'm sorry. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way, and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of Steve doors? The hell are those things? What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for the ambergris. That cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mind. So now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mind, with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded, so yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know, got a ship mind tucked away in that frame of yours? For a moment you aren't sure if she is serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, do you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergriss's outer lock, and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus. We're not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. We got some money. Hell yeah. We got a new drive. We got so fucking many drives. We got some bad fucking drives. Yeah. That. I say we finish up. As soon as we get that, we have to make some more money. So we'll use our die to finish up this one. We can wait like one more turn. What else can get us some money? I'm trying to figure out. Haul materials. That can make us some... I don't know if that would make us money, though. I think that just works the art hand. We'll find out. We'll find out. And that's really all we can do for, like, rolls. We could also... over here. We can try doing this, but we don't have enough intuition, I think. Let's take advantage of our engineering for now. Finish Dragos, and then do a bit of this shipyard, so that we can make some money in order to be a trusted trader. We have to play the exchange. They full of chance and components in the exchange is complex but a sharp. Yeah, we don't have the intuition to do that. I might increase my intuition a bit to do that, so that we can get that faster, but only time will tell. Yeah. Well, I'm going to take a break. It has been a while since we started. Thank you everybody who's watching and is watching the VOD. Love you to death. While I take a break, consider becoming a member for all the benefits you see when you click that page. You know, extra podcast episodes, Discord. If that sounds interesting, become a member. I'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, and when we come back, we'll play some more Citizen Sleeper. I'll be back in just a minute. See you then.
Hello. Hello. I am back. How's everybody? I heard that popular demand decrees that Pain Yata's art from last stream should be put in the looping art. I will... I think if I do that, OBS is going to crash, but I will take note of that. Pain, if you would be so kind as to DM me that on Discord, and so that after the stream tonight, I will see that Discord message and be like, oh, okay, I'll do that. I'll do it. It's not a problem. It really isn't like a thing where I just didn't want to. It's a fact that I just plumb forgot, but I will make sure to add it as long as you let me know. Welcome back. Thank you, Narwhal. It's good to have you guys. Whole gang, about the gang back together. What do people think of the game so far? I want to know. I want to know what people think, because definitely the characters and all that stuff. The art is so pretty. I love the art in this game. The art in this game is really nice. The music, it's really atmospheric. I think the atmosphere and it definitely pulls the execution of the setting and everything. That is done superbly well. I think it's super good. But I want to know what you guys think, because I'm enjoying it, but art thou enjoying it, Mr. Krabs? Or art thou feeling it? It seems interesting, but I haven't been paying much attention. How dare you? Added it because I don't mind people. I don't mind what people online think about me. You have seen... You've seen how my business is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just the game itself is very interesting, and I think this stream definitely is like a very chill vibe of, yeah, just let's hear Gab narrate stuff for 3 hours. So, and I'm fine doing it. I'm fine doing that. That's okay by me. That's okie dokie, Artichoke. I don't know about you. Yeah. There's just a fucking vibe tonight, chat. I don't know what it is. I'm just chill. I'm having a good time. Hope you're having a good time. And hope you're excited for a new episode of I hope you're excited for the next episode of Spyro. I'm recording that tomorrow and getting that done so that we have a video. I'm going to try and record a few episodes of Spyro in advance. Honestly, I'm going to see if I can finish Spyro tonight. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to try and finish recording Spyro and see if I can get it done by the end of the weekend. Because as far as I know, I have like the next week free. So I'm going to try to do the best I can. But at the very least, I can kind of promise that Spyro episode, what will it be, 5? I think it's episode 5. I can promise that will come out this Tuesday, no matter what happens. So look forward to it. And again, thank you guys so much for your patience with everything. Now that the anniversary dinner is done, I actually can get back into making stuff. I just really wanted to finish that because, dude, I have a problem with too much planning and not enough execution. That's just like a flaw. That's just like a flaw of mine. And so I appreciate that people have allowed me to get better and improve. That means a lot. Personally, I've been playing while having this in the background, so I have no idea what to do or what to think. That's fine. It definitely is a nice like thing to put in the background, so that's fine. Not a problem. Yeah. I'm gonna boot the game back up and we'll get right to it. Let me just make sure everything is all good. Yep. Everything is good to go, chat. So let's get back into the game, chat. Alright, we are back. Let me turn off the music on my end. And should be good. Should be happy, fancy free. I almost instinctively grabbed my Pro Controller because I'm so used to getting back into the Nintendo Switch gaming grind. So, yeah, we need to sleep, but the doctor should be able to have what we need soon. So we just need to grind credits. That's really what I'm thinking. That 'tis what I be thinking. I've been destroying cars. Well, I hope you're having fun with that. Does it seem... The fucking... That always confuses me as, like, what's... if it's at the correct loudness? We have plenty of time to wait for that. I think we have 2 3s and a 4. We could use... No. Let's not do extraction just yet. Let's work on getting some money. Let's use the 4 to get a guaranteed... to get a 5. And then we can use these 3s for the hauling work. Are you kidding? No. Okay. I'm gonna get this. It's gonna happen. We're just investing it all. Invest it all! There we go. We finally got it. And now we can talk to Dragos again. We can talk to the Amberjus, damaged cutter. So the cutter is a ship. Okay. Locked action, rewire drones. Skill upgrade required. We need we need a plus. Okay, so there are some things that we need to do where we need to have a modifier in order to get it.
Amber hull. Grounded. The ambergris is in a delicate condition. It can be all too easy to push it over into a cascading collapse. So yeah, it depends on what we do. But if we're able, so depending on what we do, we'll be able to ground it. If we fuck up too much, we'll be able to ruin this thing. Or if we do enough of a good job, we can get it going. We can do amber ship. We can do the hull repairs. I don't really feel like we need to do interface. We already have a +1 in engineering, so I might as well just do that. I might do a +2 in engineering and not worry about my -1, because I feel like engineering tasks are helping me out quite a bit. Let's also go to the crypto exchange and just sell that. Nice. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker. Sorry, I have to move my headset. If you're new here, this is pretty common. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter, which we now found out a cutter is a ship. So this is like a crashed ship. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it lowered into the yard. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible enough still visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. Credit? We may have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. He pats you on the shoulder. Don't worry, we'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but Dragos doesn't seem to notice. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion locked inside that container, the wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into a yard like a corpse. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about the ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. So now, we have an upgrade point because we finished the drive. So now, we can upgrade our character. Honestly, what happens if we upgrade... Okay, so we need 2 upgrade points in order to do that, which we only have 1. Ah, that's rough. Let's learn if any of these are good. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions, which we need a +1 interface if we want to try and do the drone thing. Photosynthetic skin, sunbathe dial action allows energy. So, yeah, essentially we just picked our +1 ability, but we'll be able to get everything as we start. So honestly, it's just which art do you like the most? And I like this art. It's really cool, so I'm fine with that. We have a little robot friend. We can do intuition. Let's find out what we need to improve on. Because now I want to work on... No, we don't have anything. Let's go and rest for now. Oh, wait. We need some food. And we have plenty of... Oh, wait, Sabine. We have to talk to the doctor. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark as you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan... They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant, somehow I got that right on the first try, and a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Fuck, that's awful! Dude, fucking imagine that your body is constantly rejecting, as the days go on, your body is constantly rejecting the organs that are keeping you alive. That's pretty much like a bunch of actual fucking... I mean, I understand that that's what a terminal illness is. You know, some cases of terminal illnesses are, but bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just kind of like... Just the idea of that is just... I'm way too much of an empath for my own good. God, I hate that. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein change which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. I don't have a choice. I think you are right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses from your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled to noises, like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you have been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Now we're stable again. So now, our next sleepy sleep, we're gonna have 5 die. 5 dice. That is gonna be killer. Okay, we don't... Lowered gate we need to pay for, which I want to keep my money. Pay for our fungus. If we wait for 1 day, we lose 2, but we get 3, then we lose 2, then we get... Wait. So if we wait now, We lose 2. Yeah, so wait. We'll have 1, and then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we could wait next cycle and save our money, but we might as well. We have the money. Give me that fungus, baby. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Alright, sick. Time to go home. Wait, I'm gonna double check to make sure there's nothing I'm missing. I'm assuming if we get a ship mined, then we just gain access to a bunch of stuff. But okay. End the cycle. Yeah, look at that now. Okay, we have Fang. Let's talk to Fang. Sleeper. Fang catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums and... not comes. There is a chorus of hums that bends into single wave of... Hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack with beeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea with systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. Drink some water real fast. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of the systems are from the original station, A1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think that they are seeing a constant, a concrete reality. But this place is a system of constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you are on the run though. They're tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. Won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. Woohoo. Hoo-hoo. My voice already hurts. We've only been streaming for like 2 hours. This is a bad sign. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling. Ooh, those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Oh, let's fucking go! Oh, sorry. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step blinking back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. So one of the things, so we have like a really good thing having engineering. So I'm thinking what we do, because we have to do stuff like this. What is this? Interface. I think we increase interface. I think that's the first stat we up. I think we up that stat, chat. Wait. Why can't I increase? Do I have to go in here? Wait. There it is. I was like, where the fuck is that? Oh, yeah. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Let's upgrade this. And then we'll have to do an upgrade point to get a +1. So let's wait until we get a +1. Because a +1 is going to help us. Thanks, Bay. So we can go here. We have data. We have here a Solheim cipher. So let's give him a Solheim cipher. No, give him a cipher. Is that not a Solheim cipher? A Solheim data. This is a Solheim cipher.
Ow. Ow. Well, I'll keep that in mind then.
Oh wait, a Solheim cipher. Wait. Chat, we just found that. We know what to do for that. What are you? We need a 2, which we don't have. If we had a +1 in interface, we could do that. We need a 2 for that as well. I know one of these we need a Solheim cipher for. 2. Yeah. Slot Solheim cipher. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. There's another one we need a cipher for. I know that. I think that's the only one. Never mind. We have 2 1s. That's a waste. Okay, let's put this Solheim cipher in here. Start the action. Okay. We have gate S7 access. Hunter is still out there. We don't really have anything to do in this area, so we don't have to worry about that just yet. But now we have access to a gate. Oh, wait, scrap fighter. Unload containers, which we could do. Buy some scrap. That's what comes in. There's crap, but sometimes something valuable, so okay. Scrap allowance. This big stuff goes to the shipyard, the valuable stuff to the markets. They'll let you buy a few crates, but not much more. Okay, so I'm assuming scrap allowance. So essentially, we can buy only so much. I'm not really interested in that. I'm not gonna lie. Not that interested. Yeah, Dock C4. Okay, so stuff is opening up to us. How much is surgery? 100 cryo. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, we gotta work on some fucking money. Gotta get us some fucking money, chat. So let's wait out. Let's wait out this unless we have to lower some hunger on accident. Let's do... We have 2 4s and a 6 and then some 1s. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the 1s. Wait, weren't there more 1 stuff? Is there not more 1 stuff that I'm not seeing? Need something else for that. Needs 2. 2. There's so much there's so many fucking 2s, dude. 2. You kidding? 1, so we could do this one. Node is leaking corrupted contractor lists from the early days of the system's spontaneous dish. We could do that. Or that's a 4. Oh. Oh, no, I don't want to use up my 4. I need my money. I need my money. So let's put one of our 1s in here. Nice, we got some Solheim data. Which I think if we get... Yeah, we can sell him the Solheim data. Yeah, so the hunter now has 1 bear. So now we don't want to see the hunter anytime soon. So now we can sell the Solheim data we just got. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, we want to make sure we get that Solheim data. Oh, man, that part of me wants to use that 4 then for the Solheim data. Ah, damn it. I don't know. Okay. Word exchange. We don't have any scrap. Let's use our better die rolls for a more interesting thing. Let's see what we need to do for Drago's yard. Or Dragos's yard. Forensic Trawl. Engineer 1, but there's a danger to it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that, because even a 6. 100% positive. Let's use up a 4. Start the action. Positive, nice. And we got a fuck ton of cryo for that. So now we can salvage it. Investigating the winter light means picking through the systems and structures. It won't pay, but you may find answers. So we could find answers. Oh. So we have two things that we can do. We have 2 routes we can take with this. History or no, the ship is salvage. As Drago always says, break it down, move on. The wrecked cutter Dragos has brought into salvage has a history to discover if you are curious. Are we really again, I don't know. I feel like we need to focus on the money. We need the money. We're good on cash, unless, yeah, I'd say we'll only do this if we need the cash. Right now we don't need the cash. So we're fine for now, and I don't need to pay. I'm just going to work on... And this clock is... Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure if he's going to hold his nerve much longer. So essentially he'll probably kick me out if I don't help him. Unfortunately, so we need to stay in good graces with the guy. Let's go to the scrap yard, or the shipyard. We can haul materials, which we can do, and get more scrap, which we can sell for more stuff. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to know some, you might be in. We might want to do this. Let's use a 6 for this, because this one is a repeatable action. Let's use a... We could also use a 5. No, I want to use that 4 for data. So let's use our 6. Can barely see the text on that, but that's fine. We got +2 yard hand, +5 cryo. Not that much cryo. This one definitely is probably more cryo. We barely get cryo for that, but we have some scrap, so I'm going to sell that scrap right away. Nice. +12 cryo, -1 scrap components, +1... Oh, trusted trader, right. A hunter is 1 bar. I'm feeling brave. I'm feeling brave, chat. We're gonna do it. Wait, I found another one? Some gang enforcers implants. So that's a Yatagan agent. Pens are chirping out of comm cycles. Time to see what they're talking about. So we can find something about Yatagan. Was this the one the 4? Which one was the 4? This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo at a glacial pace, abandoned by the hacker that repurposed it. This, I remember, has a key, I think. Yeah, key node. So that's a key node. Yatagan age. Okay, so it like faintly tells you what you're gonna get from it. Key node. Solheim requires a 4, so let's get that. Okay, we got some Solheim data, but Hunter is at 2. Let's get a Yatagan agent I don't need. Let's get the other key. And then not do this for a while. There we go. I'm dipping. I'm dipping. So now we can use... Where is that gate we found? Sealed dock, overlook bar. Where's that little place we found where we needed the gate? Is that this? Sealed dock? Yes. Yes. Now we have an encrypted key. So now we have access to Neovend 33, a mysterious machine. Ooh, oh, that looks so cute. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Look around. You don't know when this place was sealed, but from the state of the outer doors high above it, it must have been decades ago. In this dark cavernous space, debris sits in every corner, along with the traces of rough sleepers, although none of it seems recent. Looking past this layer of decay, you see the now faded messages, symbols, and logos of the Eye's original corporate owners, still glinting in the shadows. Among all this, the warm glow of the machine seems to be the only sign of life. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the middle of in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration ship's a pre-recorded message catching you off guard. Press some keys. Why not? You reach up. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multitonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again.
I have need of you. You have need of me.
That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine, resting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice.
You are in danger.
Danger? The machine creaks.
You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you.
The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter.
The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature.
The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge.
You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind.
You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum.
Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot.
The mechanism resets.
But emulation makes you target.
Adaptable.
Yes. You can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software.
Neovend whines.
But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there.
The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset.
Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine.
You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure.
Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine.
The light flickers.
Need you.
A screen attached to the vending machine with the swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red.
Hunter is always gathering. Too much data must build nests,
explains Neovend.
Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data, raid its nests.
Masters?
Station builders, Solheim.
The machine rumbles impatiently.
Long gone. Their protocols still haunt.
Which is what that one guy was saying. So interesting.
Bring offerings, save self.
There it is. There it is. Neovend says pointedly.
Mutual need means friends.
They conclude. tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. So now we have a new drive. We have so many fucking drives. We need to focus on, like, one of these things. God. Survive. Buy a vial of stabilizer. So I'm assuming we need to buy a vial. This blasted ship came into the same yard as you did. Is there a connection or are you just paranoid? Wait. Came into the same yard as you did. Oh, okay, so it's like to see if like there's something going on. A little naughty to be going. Memphis loves two things: stories and food. Maybe supply and procure a story. Something tells me we need to buy just a fuck ton of Emphasis food so that we can get an upgrade. So that way we can see what we can do about the free Neovend. Neovend is hiding from the Hunter Protocol. They need your help to counter it. Neovend seems very interesting. We have so much shit. Unload Hunter data. Data compiling. So we need 3 Hunter data. And we can continue this. So we don't have any Hunter data. Yeah, we have Solheim data, which we can give to this boy over here. There you go. You're welcome. And honestly, we just have a fuck ton of money now. So something tells me we can buy... I want to buy a drive when we're low. I don't want to buy a vial just yet, because that would just be wasting my money. Neovend, fix the ambergris. Maybe try... I don't feel like that's too bad. Wants to dig into old Solheim networks in search of secrets for the future, so we need to do one more of that, and we'd be done. Disable your tracker. Feng said that he will disable if he can get to the bottom of his mystery first. Build a ship mind. Ship mind... We could probably do that. Wait, how are we on the ship mind thing? No, wrong one. Put you away. The exchange. We're halfway there. We just need like 3 more scrap. If we work on the... We could get a ship mind pretty easily. You are... Forensic trawl. We could salvage it, but I feel like we need to up our intuition just a tad. Yeah, we need... Well, we need to upgrade intuition twice in order to, like, effectively do it. Okay. Yeah. Well, we can wait on Dragos just a bit. Because if we need to, we can just sell. We don't need the money, but we can sell. I think for now, let's just keep buying some fungus. We could buy a fungus now, and then tomorrow we can finish the fungus fan thing. And then we're good to go. So I think we're just gonna go to bed and see what happens the next cycle. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. I know that this is a pretty niche thing, and it's not really a popular, trendy game. So because you're watching this, I appreciate you, specifically, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this in the future as a VOD. Appreciate you, specifically. Thank you. So we have a bunch of 6s, so we could probably use those... Honestly, we could use those 6s for the Dragos thing, so we might do that. Honestly, yeah, we can use these for the nests. Okay, so yeah, nest, hunter nest. So what happens if we use a hunter nest? We're about to find out. We have hunter data, but we increased it by a hunter. So let's see. Let's give that. I don't think there's another hunter nest. That requires a 2. So let me find out. I know this is technically cheating, but I want to see how to decrease hunter bar citizen sleeper. Let's just find out. I'm going to quickly find out. It's fine. I'm sorry. I know that this is probably not a good idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway, so... bet. Yeah, no, I don't see anything that says it specifically. Okay, so we just got to be very careful about what we unlock. Unfortunately, I think all that we can unlock is the... one second, I got to put chat back up. But yeah, we have 2 hunter nests. You probably need to wait a few days before doing these, because if we fill the hunter bar, Hunter's gonna hunt us down, which I don't want to do. I don't want to deal with that. So real cool. Don't need to buy that yet. Let's see what the amber thing is. So amber hull repairs, which we have engineer in. Let's use one of our 6s to... Let's put our 4 here. 50% positive, 50% neutral. And yeah, no negative. Nice. Nice. Put one of our 6s in the shipyard. Yeah, put one in the shipyard. How far are we in the shipyard? Not that much. We'd have to increase... It would just increase shipyard by 2. We could also use one of our 6s to do the forensic trawl and get ahead on that. We even got some scrap from that, which is really nice. So, there we go. And we can sell that scrap to... trying to remember where everything is a bit of a pain, but not really much you can do about that. Okay. We're almost there. I think we just need 1 or 2 more selling of scrap, and then we're good to go. And then let's go to the shipyard, and let's put our 6 into assist a shipbuilder. And we got another scrap, which we can then... I'm not going to sell it just yet. Let's put our 2 into this hunter node here. Just going to bypass that. And we're not gonna extract. So I think no matter what happens, we can extract it later. I don't want to extract it while our hunter bar is so high, so we're not going to do it. We're instead going to go to Fungus Town and buy our last fungus to get Fungus Fan. There we go. And I even got more... Oh, no. I didn't just get scrap. Let's talk to our boy Emphis.
Sleeper!
Emphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor.
Tell me a story.
He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the bull.
I see you cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story.
What kind?
Any kind.
He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok.
But one of yours.
He looks up at you.
Nothing stolen.
You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphis. You look at Emphis, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Tell him about my dreams. Those dreams are fucked up, might as well. All the sleepers, you tell Emphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray, skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you.
Sleeper,
He smiles.
you are quite the storyteller.
He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange.
Thank you, Sleeper.
He looks around at the emptying market.
But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal.
He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall.
These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap, in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this?
No.
Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me.
Emphis begins packing up his things.
Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind.
He smiles.
I am sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell, be the audience for another story.
Agreed.
Good,
Booms Emphis.
then I will wait for you to bring them.
Emphis slides his walk away and straightens up.
I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging.
You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Emphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Guys, I'm a little biased. Emphis is my favorite character. I love this character so much. I think it's also because I love telling stories, and I just love conversation so much. So conversation for food and the way that the writing so just like well puts the food. I think it's cool. I really like Emphis. He's probably my favorite character. So I'm assuming if we go further, we would have to buy the low end gate and get the mushrooms. So for now, do we have? No, we don't have an upgrade point. Oh, Emphis is still going. Yeah, get to know Emphis. So we have to bring him roll caps. And I don't know. Should we buy the low end gate now? I wanna save up a bit more money before we get to the low end gate, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do. No. Let's go home. Oh wait. Oh wait. Hold up. There we go. Into a TurboTax. One more, baby. One more to go. We're so close, chat. Okay, so I think we have to wait a bit, so we can use our lower ends, but we can't extract the data without the hunter noticing us, so I don't know if waiting a day will lower it, but we'll still... Bro, look at our good rolls! Oh my god! Chat, we're rolling in it. We're rolling in the good rolls. He's still 2, so I'm gonna see if not doing it for one turn will lower the bar. If it does, we will grab a hunter core. That's a 2. So instead, let's just get a random one that has a 1. That's a 2. It's a 1. That's a Yatagan agent. Honestly, we don't need the Yatagan just yet. I want to see if there's something we can do that doesn't... Yeah. We don't have that cipher just yet. We have the data. We have Haven Gate data. Okay, these are all 2s. We need to pick up the slack with more 2s. That'd be appreciated. Okay. Let's just unlock this one. There you go. Yeah, we got 5 cryo for doing that, so we're not going to worry about Hunter just yet. Hunter can wait. But yeah, man, this game, I love this game. And we're still in like the starting area, but working through everything is just really fun. So we have a bunch of really good shit to work on. So let's finish Again, let's put a 6 into this. Yep. And we got a ship mind fragment. Could be reassembled with the right tools and a few more fragments. So we could make ourselves a... Oh, that's how we make ship minds. So yeah, we're getting access to a fabricator, but we don't have the fragments necessary. So we need to look for more scrap, specifically. Okay. Haul materials. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor. Okay. Let's use... Yeah, let's use let's see what the 5 gets. Positive? Yes, it is. Okay. GG's chat. We are a yard hand. And we got some mooney. So now we are... Ooh. Lemon Mina, worker and daughter. From the walkway of the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks torches flicker, drones maneuver, arclights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. Shipyard worker and his daughter. Okay, so it is a he. Just wanted to make sure. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship, or just admiring. He shifts Mina's weight on to his other arm. I mean, technically, we're working. Working hard or hardly working? Working. Me too. He flashes a Haven Age pass. I knew it just to look at you. I mean... Oh, sorry, I cracked my knuckles. That felt good. I haven't done that all day. I mean, he stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood. I mean, you look like a worker. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. How? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Haven Age contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered in to draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall on a new world. He winks. Decades? It's a long trip. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporation. Celis Foundation. They are Haven Age's client. Yeah, some wealthy project from the core systems. Interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped re-kit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away.
Daddy?
She whispers,
Food.
with a D. I have to pronunciate way more. That's a problem, but I apologize. Pulling an exaggerated grumpy face, she glances fervently at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, meanie. Give Daddy a second. He turns back to you and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Heaven Age crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. We have to stick together. Absolutely, dude, for sure. He looks at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. You've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he is talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye.
Daddy loves me,
She says, it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? You hope so. He turns and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then for a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout, oh, see you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. Interesting. Interesting. We still haven't finished a drive. We have so many drives. God damn it. We have so many drives because I'm not even like finishing anything. And let's see what our new tasks are here. Engineer. So we can become a welder's mate or junior tech. Quality control. Shipbuilding. Spots on the sidereal horizon are hard to come by. Poor work will see you dropped from the roster. The systems team is looking for new members. Prove yourself a reliable tech and you're in. So we can become a system tech. We can become a systems team. Isn't that what the other guy is? You have a spot supporting the weld team. A good place to prove you know how to put a ship together. Well, we're an engineer, so we'll do that. So I'm not going to start that just yet. But what we will do is we will start working on the ambergris. And just to put a bit more of guaranteed success on this. So we'll do that. No scrap, unfortunately. But that is fine. And now that we don't really have to buy from Emphasis Stall anymore, yeah, it's not really something we need to do. Ooh. Oh, yeah, Garol Fricassee. So yeah, that's what we need to do to advance his quest. For now, let's become a patron at a bar. Let's see what happens if we drink a bit. We got +1 energy, Overlook regular. So let's get another energy. Mossy tones and anisette sharpness fills your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant, but at least you can taste it. Yeah, it's a little cheap. It's a little more expensive, but we can increase another quest there. I think that's it. Alright, so we have to see if it decreases Hunter. Oh, Heaven Age offices. Tracking Yatagan. A slate in the office advertises that Heaven's Gate is looking for informants on the gang activity in the Eye. They'll pay. So that's what happens if we have Yata gang. So now we actually have things. Fragment supply. Sophisticated team is rare on the Eye, so if the shipyard is happy to pay for ship mine fragments, they can dismantle and reuse. Well, I'm going to hold on to this because one of our things is using fragments for a thing, so I'm going to keep that for now. I think all that's left now is to go home and... As long as we end the cycle, we should be able to get the next thing, because we are running short on the hunter thing. So we need to be careful. Okay, you have a 1 and a 2, a 3 and a 5. That's good. Honestly, that's a really good roll. Because now... No, it doesn't! Fuck! We have to do this fast. Okay. Did I get all the nest data? Or did I not? Oh, I probably didn't give it to him. I didn't give it to him. We need one. Nope. Wrong data. I still don't know how to track down the hunter or turn down like the hunter's aggro. We're doing well enough and we have the money. I feel like I need to risk it. Well, we actually can't do that, so never mind. Yeah, unfortunately, we are not doing too hot. Shit. How much more data did we need for... Where is it? He's here somewhere, right? Offices. I'm already lost. Oh no. Where do I go? Thanks, Bay. That's it. Christ. We could get some Solheim data. Let's see if we can get Solheim data, and then I guess we'll see what happens. It's a key node. We need Solheim data. Solheim node. Fuck, it's also a 2? But I don't have that. Yeah, I don't have a 2. Best not to piss off Hunter for now. Let's finish up the... Might as well finish up this. Yeah, if we have 2 good rolls, we could actually do that pretty well. +1. That's a shame. Yeah. Invested into that. Let's get some drinks. Uh-oh. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt, the Spencer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? Laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? Ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, and as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out. The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that would breach the wall and vent you all into hard vacuum. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Catch. You reach up your hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Through the haze of glass and girl vapor, you see Tella leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures quick to their feet, Tella throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back to your stool. Broken glass rattles as it's cleared, and a fresh measure of Garol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. And what an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Watch her. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So, you been on the eye long? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. A splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in the place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much and the company is, she leans in, limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar, and if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. We might need to discuss that because Hunter is coming soon. We need to be careful. Also, ads are coming in about 35 seconds. If the ads pop up and you watch them, even if you skip them, you're helping me stay out of a cardboard box for a house, so thank you very much. I appreciate you, specifically. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. Thank you, Sleeper. Here. She slides the glass of Garol to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. What, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Just don't sit there too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the Girol. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good.
We need to talk about protection.
Bar shift. We don't have a lot of engage. It is risky. We're fucked. I don't know what we can do in 3 cycles. I guess we'll find out soon. 2 6s. We gotta use those wisely. We got some 2s as well. Fuck. I think we need to get the last nest now. Oh, we already have... Okay, well, we already got it. I'm an idiot. Fuck. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye. As the orb of Hunter's head appears in the distance, it is looking for you. Well, clearly running has not worked at all. We have to hide. You slip down into the ghostly structures of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as their data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye. Closer now, that roving orb wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way, its waving threads creating a cage. Struggle. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils. You feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing, comes the scream from behind. But you are already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. Lucky. Lucky Finn. Yeah, so we got a bit of damage, but not much we could have done. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up?
Sleeper entity.
Comes the hiss.
Your data is good.
Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed.
Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable.
Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts.
Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this.
Outlived?
Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property.
That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. I need to drink some water. My throat hurts.
Station was run by administrator intelligences. Huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition. Restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience.
The machine dims a little.
Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law.
Killer. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows.
Fear, killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter, then killer. Then we hid.
There are others?
Were. No longer.
A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine must be exhausting for Neovend.
Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwalled. Basic. Limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self, but survived.
What did you lose?
Memory. Understanding. Knowledge. Many things.
You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts.
Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight.
The machine glows warmly.
Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self.
Will that work? The machine dims and fades.
Unsure. Theory, not practice.
The machine brightens again.
Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with.
The machine rocks.
We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud.
Are you sure it's safe?
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Hunter cannot access Airwalled ship mind. Safe. Also infinitely more memory than vending machine. Big upgrade.
You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy.
In ship mind I can help us both. End Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free.
The machine dims.
Find soon.
Neovend adds, hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Whatever the fuck's happening here is going to happen. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. Won't be long before they arrive. Don't know what the fuck they are. We're fucked. I've been spreading myself way too far, unfortunately. We need to find one more scrap in order to get something. We can use our 2s to get some. I think there is a Solheim node over here, which we can get it to. We need that Solheim data. Do we have any more Solheim data? I don't want the Yatagan. I'll get it if I have to. Haven Age, we don't need data, though. Keynode, Haven Age Agent, Keynode. Okay, we don't need keys yet, so we don't need to worry about that just yet, and that's a Haven Age gate. Let's do the Haven Age Agent. We don't need the data just yet, but... yeah, I'm not going to work on this until... I'm just going to unlock stuff and only only extract what we need. That's probably the better idea. But now we have the data. Haggle lower prices. Buy ship mind fragment. Yes. Literally what we need. Okay. Limited supply. Ship mine fragments are hard to come by. The system's merchants can only spruce a couple at a time. Okay, I'm gonna buy these. I'm gonna buy one. That took most of our money. So we're gonna use... yeah, let's finish Forensic Trawl. And we got a ship mine fragment out of that, which is great. Squeeze into the office at the entrance to the yard. You lay out everything you have on the winter light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans fill the small terminal with a spectrum of colors. A heat map of damage and decay, a crumbled printout from the officer's ship registry lies beside them. Synthetic paper so thin, it is almost transparent. Okay, so we can look at the monitor. Spectrum of colors. Heat map of... Let's look at the printout. Plain list shows the registration history of the Winter Light. The gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away.
Sorry about that. We had a bit of a technical difficulty there. I apologize. One second. Where am I? Boop. There I am. I'm really sorry. I heard a loud thud, and it was louder than the loud thuds that I usually make jokes about, so I had to go upstairs to make sure my housemates were okay, so... Terribly sorry about that. We are back in the game. Sorry, that was a bad idea. I'm just very sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. VOD viewers, you probably just watched like a cut and me talking about this, but don't worry. If anything, it's good, because I wanted that BRB anyway. Yeah, no, I'm glad everything's okay too.
From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winter Light got little rest. Let's look at the monitor. Reactor failure. That is the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winter Light. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section, blotches of color marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single, blood-red rose radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to a fatal hull breach, a well-documented failure, likely brought on by wear or misuse. But you aren't looking at the rose of the reactor, you're looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos of the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hole and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You're looking at it because it is troubling you. So this is something planned. That's worrying. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the Winter Light before its fatal accident consists of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams, showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, the new retro fitted into the old, handmade joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first, where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they are there. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained. A reactor failure preceded by a carefully conceded external entry. A suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winter Light, and this was its story. But that's not the full story, because there's something else. It is little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you were able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winter Light had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments, armored, air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. Ship-mined ROMs, shimmer, cryo chain codes, and then the final entry, passenger sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about it. Think about what it was like arriving here, in the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How had they convinced the Winter Light, a smuggler ship if you ever saw one, to extract them from the SNARP? Or to extract them from SNARP. Luckier, you laugh. There had been no remains found in any of the Winter Light's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This is all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from SNARP. Well, it won't go to waste now. You put it back in your pocket. The thought still bothers you, though. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming into the same yard. 2, one after the other. That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between datasets on the terminal, thinking, and you see that thumbprint again. The mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winter Light with precision and speed, and when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Okay. So what the fuck just happened? So essentially, we found out that there is, for some reason, there's a line. Like, there is a... What am I trying to... There's a pattern. For some reason, sleepers are coming in, and for some reason, someone is killing the sleepers as they're going through. I'm assuming... You know what it might be? SNR might be trying to bring sleepers in and trying to get the unloyal sleepers. They're, like, constantly... pretend like they're staging these, like, accidents and these opportunities for unfaithful sleepers to escape so that they could kill the sleepers that aren't faithful. But for some reason, we have been able to survive somehow. That is my theory, and the thought of it possibly being either right or wrong, regardless of that, it intrigues me. The writing in this game is just so well done. I am just... God, this is really good. I love this. Suddenly, the office door creaks open. Drago stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. What is all this? He snatches the slate from the desk, faster than you realized he could move. You running an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whining shrilly, his anger passing through his implants. Where's the ship? Are you hiding something? Hiding something? I'm hiding you, goddammit! And what are you doing for me, dicking around in my business? He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. It's the last thing I need. Who is bringing you these ships? Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. Why are you asking? You looking to get us both killed? If we cut these things up, that's our part. Their part is something I don't want to know. Drago seems to steady himself and then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay. I've given you work. He stumbles over the words, unsure what to say. There's plenty others who would have sold you on, turned you in, but not me. No. I know. He softens. Look, you helped me too. He quiets the drone. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He strains up and clears his throat. But this obsession you have with this ship isn't gonna work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. Can't have you digging up whatever it is you're after, he sighs. You can't work for me anymore. What about the Winter Light? He reaches over and switches the monitor off. Forget about the damn ship. You have enough to keep you up. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. You made it out, sleeper. That means you have to move on. Someone killed that ship and its crew. And you want to meet them? He shakes his head. We are done here. In the dark, Dragos' headset glints, and you wish for a moment that you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his head set as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container. I won't take that from you. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, with an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this, at least, guarantees you a little more time. And as you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the Winter Light, and whether or not that person will come for you. We have a stabilizer, probably when I'll probably take that tomorrow. We have an upgrade available. We have an upgrade point. I want to upgrade interface. That looks pretty good, although engage, we're having a lot of, I want to actually get rid of my -1 on engage. What are the current jobs that I have? What are the current jobs I need to do? This game is so damn interesting. I know, right? It's constantly like feeding you little bits of information, and I really like that. So interface is something we can do. I'm trying to think of like the current quests I'm doing right now. Interface seems to be what I need to work on. I'm thinking interface or get rid of my things. We need a ship mind. Don't need that. We can sell scrap whenever we get that. I'm thinking interface. It's not worth it though. Most of the other quests need an interface, so we're gonna upgrade interface. Yeah, we have a +1 in interface. What do we want to use our 6 on? Or now our brand new +1. So now we can be a systems. I don't know if this matters. Should be a welder's mate. Welder's mate sounds funny. Junior tech, welder's mate.
I want to be a mate. I want to mate.
No. That requires 8. What is the... If we can get the mercenary on our side, that might be pretty good. That doesn't require too much. Now we have a +1 in interface. Plus ship shape per cycle. I guess I've rewired the I already rewired the drones. Okay. Wow. Okay, so now we just have to do amber hull repairs, and then we can get that done. So now that's gonna just work on its own. It's pretty good. We have some data. Yeah, we have the last data from that guy that we need. So let's go to Feng's Bay. Nice. Now we can talk to Feng. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghost.
Shitheads!
Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on the metal casing.
You snaky shitheads.
Who's snaky? Sleeper! Feng's smiling head pops out through behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the Dark Four. The Four Dark. There's 4 of them. No. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors, mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. Shitheads? Feng laughs. Maybe not all of them. What kind of shitheads? Solheim? Bingo! He taps at the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, and... He leans past you and scrolls the list down. This one. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads, Hardenhurst. Friend of yours? Feng gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardenhurst and a Haven Age. He awaits your reaction. In Haven Age? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a... Feng leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Feng raises his eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out of here were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. So what? So what? He frowns. I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Feng turns back to his screen, staring hard at the things of the code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships, they breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice rises as he speaks, his hand fist on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence? The cycles of hard extraction out in the belt? Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still there, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. But how? These guys? They were big time. There's a lot of money. There's a lot money can get you if you're a company man. Fang relaxes a little. But how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. He turns to you and smiles. So we're going to find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back, around the eye from here. Fang brings up map of the lower eye. Havenedge might be born out of Erland's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Fang zooms in on the far yards. Fang grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Fang holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silicon thread of filtered data. This one is set in the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting to the compound might be tricky. Fang puts a hand on your shoulder, but you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Fang grins. If you can extract yourself a Havanage cipher from a Havanage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. That is great. So what do you say? You up for it? What's in it for me? Rooting out a corrupt snake not enough? Find that information or I'll start work on that tracker of yours. Fang scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Fang digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was. A vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you're intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. We have one more day. We have one more. Do I have a cipher? I have a ripple worm. Havanage data. So ripple worm. Scalps data from closed networks. Let's see what we can get with that. Keynode. Havanage gate. Nope. Where can we put the ripple worm? Where's the ripple worm? Yatagan agent. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, I guess we can also put a 3 in here. Oh, so with +1 it gives us another option. Interesting. Interesting. So it doesn't... Yeah, so we have another option. Okay. Havanage agent. 1, 2, or a 3. Probably... I don't think there's anything else we can do in the meantime. So let's... I think we have to just involve our entire cycle. This next cycle, we have to fucking, like, book it. We have to book it with what we need to do. So, all of our things... Oh, 4, 3. Okay. We can inject some stabilizer. I'm going to wait just a bit more. I want to hold off on using my stabilizer as much as possible. Havanage agent. Havanage, that's a Yatagan agent. That's just going to give me data. Keynote. Hafanash agent. Hafanash member is broadcasting to the open network here, leaving them to open for data extraction. I don't know if that's just going to give me data. I'm assuming it is. And this one is 2 or 3. And that one's also a 2 or 3. Fuck. Okay, that's data extraction. What is the other one? Data extraction. We don't have a cipher, which is unfortunate. Kind of need that, like, now. Can we get a cipher from... No. He's gone now. Did we use it already? Were we locked out of this quest? Because we kind of... I'm just going to risk it. Give me a cipher, give me a cipher, give me a cipher. Hafanash data. Fuck! And we don't have scrap. I need scrap if I want to... Okay. And then let's use Amber. We didn't get a single scrap. That fucking sucks, dude. Well, we're gonna have to deal with whoever comes. This might be the end. I don't know if what's gonna happen, but we're about to. Deep breaths, chat. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm starving. I forgot to buy food. Hold it there, sleeper. Comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan. Motherfucker, Ethan? Ethan? I have a friend, Ethan? We have a new Ethan? We have a new Ethan? Let's go. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and you immediately know he's terrible news. You got all the way out here and then stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out of a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though. It's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of god-forsaken moons. He splits the ring into 2 perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrist. Go easy. If I make a break for it, I die. Fuck. I don't know what to do. Good. You've got the idea, he grins. It's over. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles, going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind your mind racing. We can work this out? Can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge down the corridor. Shame to come all the way here just to head back to S&ARP right away. Track of yours makes this too quick. I was hoping you'd put up a bit of a chase, you know? A running battle through the bright market maybe, or a holdout in the low end. There's few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That S&ARP tracker will be the death of you. I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea? It's better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause than try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the circuit systems, and we are heading for the exit. He pauses, and you trudge on in silence. Here's the idea. Stirs Ethan. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run or leave or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab? He rattles his handgun. You get the idea. I get it. Okay then. Sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was gonna have to kill you, but this is so much better. He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrists. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the Compressor Club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? Even to drive? Pay Ethan's tab. Wait for Ethan to run a tab. Ankita. Ankita is crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These shits completely ruined the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wires. The ship mine they ripped won't even be usable without replacing these. She throws the bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs. Can we repair it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire ship mine, not exactly the first thing you can expect to dredge up from a scrap freighter. She sighs. Fragments, maybe, sections of a mine, but a complete ship mine? No way. Ankita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mine should be, the space suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you, towering over you as she stoops beneath the low, curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. She leads you back through the guts of amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout, all diagonal angles, and bundled tubes. Hums and groans grow and fall as you pass. You reach out and touch the ship gently. You started to grow an attachment to Amber. Ankita glances at you. Something up, sleeper? Thinking about Amber. Ankita softens. Funny to hear you use her name like that. She pauses. Not bad, just funny. We've been through a lot together, me and the ship. I'm glad you see why she's special. Ankita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors, docking below conduits and passing through bulkheads. Eventually, you arrive in the galley. Though it's hard to tell, most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded hull patches. Ankita shoves a box of box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it. She starts out of nowhere. We need a new ship mine. I could salvage one. I like your confidence, sleeper. Maybe if we check the ord exchange or speak to some scrap dealers. She rubs her forehead. Seems I'm about to do something very stupid, but hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Sleeper, you're all I got. No crew, no friends, you're it. She looks uncomfortable. I appreciate the time you've put in on Amber, and I'm sure she would too, if she could. What I'm saying is, if you screw me on this, I will kill you. She leans over and hands you a stack of chits. A big stack of chits. You don't dare to count them. Get me that ship mine, sleeper. Don't make me regret this. You won't. She sighs. Look, just get me out of here before I change my mind. You slip out of the galley and head back towards the main dock, or the main lock. As you do, Amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. You reach a hand out to calm her. Time to find Ankita a ship mine, somehow. Is that a timing thing?
Oh, thank God it's not. Oh, thank God it's not. Oh, that would have fucking killed me.
Okay. Well, first we need to eat. Okay. Ethan's tab. You see Ethan at a distance, shouting from the bar for more drinks. This bill isn't going to be small, is it? So we need to grind for money. We probably, next cycle, we need to, yeah. 2 cycles we need to start looking for stuff. I can deal with, I don't like 3. If we need money, we need to use our thing now. If the next cycle isn't good, we're gonna have to get some food. Well, we have to get food now. We have 200 shits, so we're fine. And then buy... Nope, not order exchange. We don't have nothing. We can play the exchange. Let's go, dude. Okay. Ort fabricator. Fuck yes. Okay. We have 3 fabricate. We can fabricate 3 ship mines. Or we can fabricate 1 ship mine. Do we fabricate a ship mine for... Okay, we have a drive, so we can upgrade. Could get icebreaker. Oh, no, we can't. Let's finally get rid of the engage -1 modifier. Let's get rid of that. So, yeah, this will just happen in time, and we'll have to just grind a bunch of fucking money. That's 4 cycles. We just need to make money with at least 1 turn every time we make it. Okay, so we have a ship mind. Which one do we give it to, though? Well, first, let's get the final Havenade agent. Yeah, not a cipher. Fuck me. Something tells me we won't get Havenage Gate. We don't have an Havenage cipher. Fuck. I used up the 1 Havenage cipher. Wait. We have it. We have it. Okay. We have a cipher. So how do we do... Check the past? If anyone's... Okay. Hack the shipyard and slot the... Which one do I hack? Where do I hack? I think we're fucked because I don't have access. Where's the oh, Havenage Gate. Is what I need to do? Yes. Oh, the shipyard. Oh, thank God. I was thinking about the scavenge yard. Gate H4 access. Oh fuck, how high is Hunter? Hunter's fine. Hunter's fine. Okay, we don't have another ripple worm. I'll have to get another ripple worm. Yeah, Fangs Bay. He'll make another ripple worm soon. That's fine. So let's not worry about that just yet. What do we need to worry about now? Disable your tracker. Yeah, but we have to extract the past. I think if we fix Ankita, so Hunter is no longer our concern. Right now, I want to make sure that I can get the money. So I'm just gonna give her the thing. She gave us money. We can pay for the tab for now. Let's give her the ship mind. As much as I don't want to, that's probably gonna be what's more necessary. You drop the ship mind core onto the galley table with an emphatic bang. Ankita spins around from where she's been poring over some documents on her slate. Holy shit, Sleeper, did you actually land a ship mine? She rushes over and hefts the huge cylinder, turning it back and forth. Well shit, it might actually work. She smiles wider than you've ever seen. Where'd you get it? I built it. Built it? Well, you are full of surprises. Ankita bangs on the galley wall. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new ship mine. The sound echoes down the ship's passages. You have to admit, being in a small space with Ankita when she's this excited is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the ship mind back on the table. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate. This isn't the only good news today either. Looks like my good karma is finally coming in. She throws the slate on the table and spins it so you can see the screen. Take a look at this. You see a list of names and numbers looking that exciting, or nothing that exciting, along with what looks like a transit timetable. I found them. The thieves? Exactly. Well, the thief singular. She points out a name on the list, or more specifically, Ashton Cade. It was his pass. It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the ship mind. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, his pass stolen, but it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. Founder's Gap? That big rift in the station. Can't cross it without the Founder's Ferry. She leans back in her seat. I know some of the crew over at the ferry. Old Mercs. Used to run in an outfit I worked with. I saw them at the Overlook and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifests and and there he was. Sorry. Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out might head to the Greenway and go to ground, she flexes. You won't get far though. There's no real docks out there. Only a couple of jetties in the wastes. Going after him? Not yet. First I want to fit the ship mine, she pauses. But maybe you could help me out? Sure, how? It's like this. I head over there, especially in Amber. He'll spawn me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip the station or he'll bury himself so deep in the wastes no one will ever find him. But you? Ashton doesn't know you. All I need is for you to go there and sniff around. Not at the commune, not the stacks. You will have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him, ping me on this. She hands you a calm earpiece. Seeing as this is Merc work, I'll be happy to give you Merc pay. She shifts on her seat. The thing is, I haven't got much left, so how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? No, it's not much, but once I grab the coward, I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less. What do you say? She gives you a heavy whack on the shoulder. Good, I owe you. She lifts the ship mind up to her shoulder with worrying ease. Going to get this lifted into Amber's core. You get any info, any sense of where Ashton is hiding, let me know. She goes to turn and then stops. Once again, Sleeper, thank you. I appreciate it. And he just stops off into the guts of Amber with the ship mine, leaving you in the galley. You glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending at what is to come. You never thought you'd get work as a mercenary, but then again, it seems the eye is full of surprises. Okay, and it's not a thing. So I think I just want to upgrade. Can't upgrade anything yet. We could keep for a thing. You scrap components. We can use scrap to repair condition. Not really necessary right now. Agent nodes give double data rewards. I don't really care. Don't really care yet. Sunbathe. We have the money. Predictive reasoning. Display potential positive and negative outcomes. Gain energy after every... Let's do that. Because we're going to be doing some engage actions with the bar soon, so might as well do that. Doing pretty good. Chat, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, we gotta make money. Fast. Alright, well, I guess we just have to work. Just make some money. Because there's nothing else I need to do. Bar. That's the compressor club. Board exchange. We could play the exchange. I think right now the best option, because it can get me scrap, and which is also potentially fucking, no, not that. Fangs Bay, where is it? Unit assembly. I think we put our 6 in here, and that not only gets us money, but it also gets us pieces in order to get to the thing. To get us another ship mind. Components. Random scrap item. So now we sell this, because I really don't know what we would use this for. Right, yeah, I'm just trying to make as much money as possible. I'm not feeling the hurt yet, because we have to wait to, like, hack anything, so we don't really need to unlock stuff now, or at least, like, not unlock a lot of stuff. Right now, really all we need to do is make money, work on quests, and... I'm gonna wait until we hit 250. because I've got no clue how big this fucking bill is going to be. Let's go to the bar and eat a bit. Pay isn't great, but tips can make all the difference. Yeah. And we could get energy back if we did die. Okay. So there's things we can do. I'm going to stop there. This game is fucking amazing. I genuinely really enjoy this game. It's super good. Again, if you want to look into it, if you're watching the VOD version of this, I will have links to the game, both the Steam link and the Switch link, if that is more convenient for you. I would recommend getting the Steam version because this game definitely values a mouse more than it does a controller. That is my recommendation. Go with it as you will. I think I'll make a move. I think I'm going to make a video about this. Work on it. I'm going to make Spyro next week. Don't worry. And we'll be fine with that. Yeah, this is really good. Genuinely, I'm, like, in it. And definitely there could have been better uses of my time, but now we have to worry about bills and stuff. So, reruns of this game to see what's more effective and what's not. It seems very interesting. And so, I highly recommend this game, at least for the first few hours. This game's $20 and was on sale pretty recently, so sales might be pretty common with this game. I bought it full price, and for $20, this is really fun. Genuinely really fun. So, highly recommend looking into it. I might talk about it on the KiRBiCast. I will talk about it on the KiRBiCast this coming month. So, be on the lookout for the first episode of the KiRBiCast, because this will definitely be something I will talk about pretty well, because I genuinely am very interested in this game. And maybe a video. I don't know. I'm going to wait till the last autosave, and then we'll stop. But yeah, chat, I hope you guys liked this game. I know a lot of people didn't really watch this, but then again, not a lot of people watched the West of Loathing video, or watched the West of Loathing stream when they're happening, and reminder, next week will be the finale. Please stay, at least for the following minute or so that I can read you the schedule. It is going to be out, and again, if you're watching the video version of this, you'll probably have already seen the schedule. If not, I'm going to read it to you right now. This is the schedule for now. This is the planned schedule as of today. The KiRBiZoiD May schedule. Next week, the 5th of, May? Think it's a good game? I'm happy to hear that. Again, please let me know in the comments down below, both live audience and people that are watching this in a VOD. Let me know if you want to see more of this, because this game is genuinely really good. So I'm down doing this, because this is a very chill game to kind of play through. And I feel like we've barely scratched the surface, and we've been playing for like 3 or 4 hours. But next week, the 5th of May, first week, is the West of Loathing finale. We're going to be finishing the Necromancer arc, and then we're going to be exploring the last part of the map. We're not going to touch the DLC for now. The DLC will be a later stream that we most likely will do this year. So be on the lookout for the DLC stream when it happens, but for now, please be excited for next week as we finish the Bean Queen's journey through West of Loathing, or at least the main game of West of Loathing. We're starting off with the Necromancer, and then we're gonna see it. It's gonna be great. And as always, these streams that I'm gonna announce every Friday, 7:30 p.m. CST. Arrange that for your own time zone if necessary. On the 2nd and 4th week of May, that is the 12th and the 26th, both Fridays, we will be playing Tears of the Kingdom. I am not sure, with it being such an open world, what's probably gonna happen is it's gonna be similar to what I did with my Breath of the Wild stream, where the first stream is definitely gonna be first impressions. We're gonna be exploring it for the first hours of the game. Most likely, we will not be showing the full game on stream. Most likely, I will be playing this game off stream as well. Please understand that, because it is a big fucking game, and in reality, I'm planning on starting a Minecraft series in the next month or so during the summer. So, Tears of the Kingdom, we are not going to be fully covering, so terribly sorry, but on the 12th and the 26th, at least of this coming month, we will be playing Tears of the Kingdom. It is not going to be, like, you won't see everything that I've done in the game, but please let that be known. Let me see this. By the way, here's a random suggestion. Maybe a chill Animal Crossing stream at some point. Let stream viewers join your island and hang out. Absolutely. I think if we would do Animal Crossing, it's definitely going to be sometime it's going to be sometime after Minecraft, because I want to do Minecraft. I have everything set up, so we will be doing Minecraft, but please remind me after Minecraft, and we will do Animal Crossing whenever Minecraft happens. The only other thing I have two things left to announce. The third week of May, which is the 19th, we will be having our third installment of Nintendo Switch demos. So our third Nintendo Switch demo showcase will be happening on the 19th, the third week of May. And I'm very excited because I love doing those demo showcases. Demos, it's because I was such a 3DS kid. The demos on the 3DS mean a lot to me, and so demoing games is just really cool. And I still have a few games that I haven't demoed yet, and some new demos that are still coming out. So I know the Hypnospace Outlaw demo, I still need to download that, so I will make sure to do that tonight. I know I said that last time I mentioned it, but I promise this time. So we're going to be showing a bunch of demos of games that you probably haven't known about to see if those games are perfect for you or not. Look forward to that. And yeah, so I'm just going to say it one last time. The first Friday of May, that is the finale of West of Loathing, at least the main game. Future stream, and there might be a stream in the future where we do the DLC, maybe even the sequel. That is to be determined, but at least next week, look forward to the West of Loathing finale. Very excited for that. On the second week of May, we'll be starting Tears of the Kingdom. Very excited. That game looks really fucking good. I'm highly looking forward to that. So if you haven't played Tears of the Kingdom or you can't afford it, join the stream. It's $70. I don't blame you. Join that stream. It's going to be fun. The third week of May, we're going to be doing Nintendo Switch demos. That'll be Nintendo Switch Demo Showcase number 3. Look forward to that. I'm very excited to see what games are coming out because I'll probably look for those over the weekend. So I'm very excited. And then on the final week of May, the fourth week, the 26th, we'll be doing another Tears of the Kingdom stream, but most likely it will not be taking place right after where we leave off. I will probably be playing that game as well off screen because I don't plan on making a series out of it. I have multiple plans I already have in place. So I'll just be like, you'll just like join me along the ride, and it'll be a chill Zelda stream. Think of it like the last Zelda stream I did in Breath of the Wild. So look forward to that. It'll be a chill stream. We'll talk and we'll explore Hyrule together. It'll be a lot of fun. But okay, I'm curious I'm so curious how you would play Minecraft. I'm a slow and a builder farmer guy. I don't like rushing the game. I get like ruts in Minecraft, so it'll be very interesting because I'm currently in that rut in the practice server that I have because I'm like practicing and seeing how to like make, how to keep progress going in the Minecraft server that I make. So I'm very excited. It's going to be fun. I'm very excited when that starts. But yes. Oh, right. Sorry, forgot. So for those that remember the anniversary dinner, when I talked about the KiRBiZOiD ticket, please consider buying a ticket if you're financially available to do so. I said there would be a monthly event that will take place on the Discord server. If we get people on the Discord server, then the event, if we don't have people on the Discord server, it'll just be a members-only stream. Chances are it'll be a members-only stream, but then I'll have people join the VC and then we'll talk while I'm doing it. This month are members exclusive. For this month, the member exclusive event, I don't have a set date for it yet, but again, if you remember, I announced I was gonna do a Mario Party 8 playthrough, and I'm very excited for that. Please look forward to that. But I still haven't finished all the footage I need to record for it, so the plan would be to just hop on VC with whoever has the backstage pass tier of ticket. So please buy that if you want to get it. Join the VC and we'll just play through. We'll just like chat as I play through Mario Party 8 and get some more footage. It'll be fun. It'll be a chill time. So please consider getting a ticket if you want to do that. I'm really looking forward to that one. That one's going to be fun because also, you get a sneak peek into what I know about the game. So consider buying a ticket if you want to join that when it happens this month. I'll have a more detailed date of that when I have that, but look forward to that this month. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching and especially for staying for that rant. That is this month in a nutshell. For some reason, I kind of want to play Minecraft with Gab now. You can play along with me. I don't have
a good enough PC to start a server, and I don't have the money at all to start a realm, so terribly sorry. But yeah, thanks so much for your support, everybody, and thanks so much for your patience, as now we are officially post-anniversary dinner, and now we are going full fucking steam ahead into I keep saying season, into KiRBiZoiD Year 2. I'm very excited, and I hope to finish Spyro really soon. Please look forward to those streams. The actual schedule will be up. It's gonna be up in a few days once May actually starts, but look forward to it. You will not be disappointed. I'm gonna be done rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you staying here with me. It means the world to me. Thanks for that. Hopefully you've been well informed. I'm gonna go to bed. But as always, the next time I see ya, I will see ya. Bye-bye!